Another beautiful morning to talk sports right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. This is Dominion Sports, and trust me, this wonderful morning we'll be taking update from the MPFL games. I'm talking about the rescheduled game between Ikorodu City and Wiki Tourist. We'll be talking about that on the show this wonderful morning. Also, we'll be taking a dive straight into the camp of the Tigress. I remember they are playing, friendly and tour, the WNBA tour, and definitely we'll be talking about that on the show this wonderful morning. Also, we'll give you an update from the camp of Manchester United. They picked up the victory against Brentford 2-1. Benjamin Sesko, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes with the assist number 19. More of that on the show this wonderful morning. Also, we're taking a dive straight into the world of boxing. We're talking about Tyson Fury. We're talking about Anthony Joshua next fight. We'll be talking about the world of tennis. All this and more on the show. Definitely not leaving out the UEFA Champions League night of football between the defending champions Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern Munich. All this and more on the show. I am Paul Abe Toduwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have Sam Nuruddin Alimi joining me to talk sport this wonderful morning. Top of the morning to you, and how are you feeling? What are expectations, most especially for the UEFA Champions League night of football?
You just put me on this spot. Good morning to Luwani. Good morning, viewers. She's nice to be back here again. Like you mentioned, it's night of football. We have boxing to talk about, and for the UEFA Champions League, this is the final before the final for me. This is the match we've been waiting for in the Champions League this season. Bayern Munich are a very strong side, PSG are a very strong side as well, and we have different matchups to look forward to on the field of play tonight. So it's exciting, and I'm just hyped up to talk about that and loads of other more stories that we have to talk about this morning. All
right, we have so much to talk about this wonderful morning right here. We'll be moving straight to the update coming through from Ikorodu City and Wiki Tourist. Let me inform you that the MPFL shift Ikorodu City and Wiki Tourist game to May the 5th. Now, this encounter was initially scheduled for Sunday, the 3rd of May. Will now be played on Tuesday, the 5th of May. The match was postponed owing to the Lagos State Federation Cup final, which was scheduled to hold on the former date. For you, those are what we're expecting. Remember, we're going to resume the MPFL starting from May the 1st.
Yes, the MPFL is supposed to resume this weekend, but due to Lagos State not completing their State FA Cup matches before now, they had to postpone the match between third place Ikorodu City and bottom place Wiki Tourist right now to during the week. We will look forward to what's going to happen between the games, and it's just a chance for teams below them to try and catch up over them, the likes of Abia Awero, Shooting Stars, who have games during the weekend to surpass Ikorodu City on the leg of the table before the game. And for Wiki Tourists, I don't think the postponement is going to do their chances of survival a lot of good, because there will be a mountain between them, and most likely a mountain between them and the teams that are trying to beat in the relegation battle as well. So it's just exciting, and good luck to them in the FA Cup final for Ikorodu City, and for Wiki Tourists as well. Good luck to them in the MPFL game happening during the week.
All right, beautiful. That's the update we're getting from the MPFL. Definitely we'll be giving you back-to-back, on that, and definitely by Friday, we'll let you know the games to look forward to when it comes to the MPFL. Remember, it's also played for the top two finish between Rangers and Rivers United. Also the battle of relegation, and also a fight for a continental ticket. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about the world of basketball quickly. We're talking about the Tigress, and it's happening yet again, and I'm sure they can pick some few things from this game. Now, game 2, 2 straight losses for the Tigress. That ended the game, Nigeria 79 and Minnesota 88. That happened. Minnesota Lynx ended on 88 points. Let me inform you that 18 Kadu put up 25 points, Gabby White 16 points, and Palace, we're talking Palace Kunai is also on 11 points. For you, those are look at the Tigress and also Arena Wakama. What is expected of the team going into the FIBA World Cup?
This was a better performance from the game one they played on Sunday, and this, I think they will take a whole lot of positives from this game. It was a very beautiful performance. Bar the scoreline at the end of the game, the girls pulled up and showed better ball handling, better positional awareness on the field of play, and I think they are going to give the coach an headache in securing the 12-man or 12-women team in this case that will represent the country in the World Cup later in the year. So it was an exciting performance. If you stayed up all night to watch it, you won't be disappointed with the performance of the girl, and this is what we want to see. This is the improvements we want to see. We want to see players fight for their space, and we'll go with the strongest 12 going into the World Cup. So good, big ups to the girls. I'm looking forward to their final game on the USA tour, which has been a success for me so far. The performances has improved greatly from the first game, and now we see players that are struggling to get their space on the team that's going to represent Nigeria. And good luck to them in their last game, like I mentioned. And
Right now, if you're Arena Wakama, what are you looking at? You remember it's just 12. You're gonna pick, going into the competition. So much ethic right now.
I don't want to be in Asha. She's going to need a lot of painkillers I'll suppress the headache she's going to have in selecting the 12-man team. Isn't it Kalu? She's led the team well. She's done fantastic well. And the veterans like Precious, Amun Kamara, she had 5 points in the game today, and she showed resilience and seniority, and she carried the team along, and it just gave the team balance. So this is what we've been looking for. We need the best of hands to play. This USA tour has opened the team to several things, and this is also preparation for the Women WA season that's going to start immediately after the playoffs for the men as well. So it's a fantastic performance and fantastic one for the coach to have the headache. This is what we want. You don't want to pick players based on I don't have players to pick. This is the one available, but you have to sort out, and every player that makes the 12-man team at the end of the day knows they truly deserve it at the end of the day. So big ups to them, and good luck to coach in selecting our 12-man team that represent the team.
Right, beautiful. We'll be looking forward to that one for the Tigers, and definitely giving you more updates. We're going to go on a break. When we are back, we're talking about the World Relay Championship qualification for our Nigerians contingent right there. We'll be talking about that when we are back from the break. Stay connected. Do not go anywhere.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominioncast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, you're welcome back from that break. You're still very much connected to Dominion Television, your channel of choice. And if you're watching us across the world, I just want you to make sure you drop that subscribe button now. Something fantastic happened yesterday when I spoke about the predictions, and trust me, so many people are going to go home with something fantastic this wonderful morning. And let me just read out the predictions quickly before we talk about the World Athletics qualification right there. This wonderful morning, and it was so exciting. I saw Jola Oshoeri. Even I myself, I dropped my prediction. I dropped 2 goals to 1, and that came. I think Jola Oshoeri dropped his congratulations to Jola Oshoeri. Also, Taiwo Daniels, just dropped an emoji. Somebody else also dropped 3 goals to 1 right there. But we're going to give out, our gift to our winner. So when we say drop your predictions, we mean it so that you can go with something fantastic. Today also, agreed. Today also, we're going to have predictions when it comes to the Champions League. Let's talk about the World Relay Championship qualification quickly. As of Tuesday, April 27, 2026, Team Nigeria has departed for the World Athletics Relay Championship right here in Botswana with high hopes of securing qualification spot for the major global competitions. The team, which comprises of 24 athletes, will compete in all 6 relay events at the championship, which runs from May the 2nd to May the 3rd, 2026. This year's World Relay carries added significance, offering qualification pathways for both World Athletics Championship in Beijing 2027 and also the World Athletics Ultimate Championship. We are ready, and the athletes are ready for qualification. How far can they go?
Yes.
And how prepared are they?
They look prepared from the pictures and fanfare that followed them on their departure train to Botswana. We expect them to do the nation proud. Expect them to get the slot in the World Athletic Federation Championship later, and that is the big goal because this is just a preliminary round, and the extra incentive is just that spot at the World Meet later in the year. So that's what we want from them, and we wish them good luck in their endeavors. We hope they represent the country well and do us proud.
Okay, we hope that they represent the country well, and they definitely, make us proud. Those are the expectations of our athletes. Beautiful pictures, great kids.
That's why I said the pictures and the fanfare that showed them on their journey to Botswana showed that okay, there's a level of preparedness from this team. There are no last-minute delays in visa arrangements, paper trails and all, and accommodation. We've not heard any news of any misdemeanor from any angle, and we hope this continues and this translates into their performance, because we don't want colorful pictures without medals and sports at the World Meets later on. So congratulations to them and kudos to them and good luck in their endeavors.
All right, great. Let's move away from that. Let's talk in the Premier League yesterday, just like you expected. What prediction did you give for Manchester United?
You didn't ask me about my predictions.
So maybe...
And I was so glad to bring that, because I didn't know what to expect. The last game for Manchester United, since the return from the from the international break, they've had issues kick-starting games early, and that came to the fore yesterday again against a well-organized side like Brentford. Brentford was just wasteful in my own opinion. They had the better chances in the first half. If they had buried one or two chances, the likes of Thiago being a culprit, there's this myth about him not scoring goals that are not games for 3 o'clock on Saturday. And that's a very funny one, because I went to check it, and it's rare to see Thiago bag a goal on a day that is not Saturday and it's not 3 o'clock kickoff. And it's the second highest goal scorer in the league. That's to show you what is enjoyed for being not on the continent like other teams. So it was wasteful yesterday, and that's hampered the chances of Brentford getting the maximum points. Manchester United buried few of their chances well. The first one from Casemiro, set piece again from Bruno Fernandes, Maguire, Casemiro in the back of the net, and his farewell run is going as smooth as he can wish for.
You talk about so much tears, kissing the back
yes,
for Casemiro.
It's emotional.
And asking for one more season, would you agree?
I don't think they will get that from him. The best is to leave when the vision is loudest. If he stays one more season and he doesn't put up the performances,
the fans will
turn against him. So I think the best thing is to stick to his decision and apply his trade elsewhere. Is earn the love and affection of the fans.
It's 10 Premier League goals this season.
10 Premier League goals and fantastic. And it's a very big contributor to Bruno Fernandes' 19 assists
so far this season.
Because most of their set pieces come from Bruno Fernandes, and he knocks the ball in the back of the net. It's been in the four of very vital goals for Manchester United this season. For the second goal, very good tackle from Ahmad, who I think should have gotten the goal earlier in the game. Fernandes, he stayed calm and collected as usual, and he placed the ball to Šeško, who put the ball in the back of the net. Beautiful goal as well from there. And the second half turned out like the same fashion of the first half. Manchester United couldn't keep the ball as much as they could. Brentford had all the ball, but still they had problems putting the ball back of the net. Then that came the wonderful goal from the Brentford player, knocked great chance, Janssen, beautiful goal, and that was it for Brentford. They couldn't muster the courage to draw the game level, and that's going to hamper their own hopes for going to Europe for the first time as well, because if they had gotten at least a point from that game, would have helped their chances well. But there are still games to go, about 4 games to go for them, and I think they have a favourable fixture as well. For Manchester United, they inch closer to getting the Champions League spot next season.
A win against Liverpool, maybe a draw would cement their place.
And they have 61 points now, 3 ahead of the duo of Liverpool and Aston Villa, who have 58 points each. And it's just way to go for Michael Carrick and his boys, and that's what they want to do. Their aim has to be to get a Champions League ticket, and they seem closer to it now. And we'll see what happens at the end of the season. All
right, quickly before we talk about other sport on the menu, let's talk about how good some players are, yesterday. Let's talk about Kobbie Mainoo quickly. For you, fantastic player, and you're wondering what went wrong with Ruben Amorim and what I picked up right here with Michael Carrick.
For Ruben Amorim and Mainoo, the position he wanted Mainoo to occupy, and that system it was using at Manchester United wasn't the best for both sides. For Mainoo, he can't play the deeper role that he wanted him to play, and for Amorim, the system was just not it for him. So for Mainu now, under a manager that knows the best position to utilize him, puts a Casemiro who is going to do all the tackling for him. Just need Casemiro, Mainu to get around with the ball once or twice. Because the chance I mentioned that Ahmad missed earlier in the game was a very good run for me.
And
solo
he had
run,
so much to do in field of play yesterday.
Play was awesome. And to show you, the last game he missed for Manchester United was the one they lost, I think, against Everton or so. He missed. He missed against Leeds. Yes, the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah.
He was ill coming back from the international break and he couldn't make the game, and that was one of the lapses for Manchester United in the midfield that they did because they had to use Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte. So Mainu is a very good player and is inching closer to a new contract with Manchester United. So the performances on the field of play, they've definitely warranted that. And for England manager Thomas Tuchel, he's one of the players who's looking forward to add to the team for the Three Lions going into World Cup. So he's done well for himself and he can only improve. That is what we want, and consistency from a player from a youngster like that.
Let's talk about Bruno Fernandes for you. 19 assists this season, fantastic player. Just 2 more to break that record set by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. And when it goes to 21, is now set the record for another person to come match it.
Yes, he has 4 games to do that. His question, there has not been a question about his brilliance all season long or all his time at Manchester United. He's been the main man for them up until he got the captain band. He was a very vocal voice in the dressing room, and when he eventually got the armband from Maguire, he's led the team very well. Yes, he's had 1 or 2 problems with his countenance or the way he burst out of anger in some games, but the question about his quality has never been in doubt. 19 assists this season, and the whole team is rooting for him to match the record, or at least match the record, or if he gets a chance to break the record, because the 20 assists, I think there's a course around it. Salah tried last season, he couldn't do it. Kevin De Bruyne, he fought so hard to just meet up with that 20 assists that Thierry already saw 20 goals and 20 assists in a football season. So big ups to him. He's done well this season. Fantastic player. He's been in charge of the set piece. And for Michael Carrick now, this is also a question for the way he was being utilized under Ruben Amorim. He played a deeper role under Amorim, and I think hampered the way the team played because he's the most creative mind in the team. He has created most chances in the Premier League this season from open play and from set pieces as well. So that's to show you how vital he is in the attacking equation for Manchester United. They have to put him as close to the goal as possible so he can effect those changes or that chances they want to create. So he's had good players this season to help him his cause as well. Last season, he had created loads of chances as well, but they were very poor up front. But this season, even though he started in a deeper role, playing alongside Casemiro in the heart of the midfield, now he's moved closer to the goal. He's playing the number 10 role, which we all know him to excel at, and he's done well for himself. 19 assists, looking to break the assist mark before the end of the season, and he has 4 games to do that, like I mentioned. Liverpool is up next for him, and let's see what happens by the end of the season.
All right, let me inform you that Manchester United almost back in the Champions League with just 1 more win needed. If Brighton win all the remaining games, Michael Carrick has already won more Premier League games than Ruben Amorim as Manchester United manager. And you're wondering right now, what else does he need to cement his place as a manager for Manchester United next season?
He needs
so if you're the management right now, are you giving him this job to take on for next season, or maybe you're bringing a new team? I was speaking with a friend at United this morning, and he spoke about the major problems with the management was if you had left Van Nistelrooy in charge at that time, maybe we would not be in this phase where Manchester United. You brought in Ten Hag, you sacked Ten Hag, you brought in Michael Carrick at interim, you let him go, you brought in Ruben Amorim, now Michael Carrick steadying the ship properly. If you're the management, are you keeping him, or maybe you're bringing a new management?
I think they should keep him. If I were part of the management, if I had a voice on the table, I think they should keep him. He's shown what he can do. He took the team for ruins, a team that was in the second half of the table when he took charge, and he's had one of the best form for the team in a while. United have not seen this kind of football. Their fans have not experienced this kind of euphoria, seeing their team control games. Even if they don't control games, they know something has to come from somewhere, and they'll get the win at the end of the day. So I don't think they need to disrupt that. And one of the problems goes back to when he was the first interim manager. I think maybe if they had left him as at that point, maybe the team would have been in a better position to challenge for the Premier League and other great titles by now.
Yeah.
But now they can't make the same mistake twice. They've seen what he can do over a longer stretch of games. Last time he had, I think, 3 or 4 games to show what he can do, and he didn't lose a game at that time. So now he's just lost 2 games. That is expected. He can't win all the games, and the performances has been there. He has the right structure. He plays the kind of football Manchester United fans want, counter-attacking style, sit deep, engage your opponent. There are games they will definitely dominate, but there's also games that they have to sit back and just eat the team on the counter, and they seem to do that very well. And he has the right players. He just need to add 1 or 2 players, clear out some of the old legs, bring in 1 or 2 players to help his philosophy, and I think they are going to be good.
All right, beautiful. We'll be looking forward to that update for Manchester United, most likely, if they are to keep Michael Carrick for next season. Let's move away from that and let's talk about more update when it comes to the world of sport. Let's look at the major leagues across the world. The Premier League right now, if you can have the table for the Premier League, you look at the Premier League table, you look at the La Liga, then you have Arsenal now on top, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Brighton, Bournemouth. And let's talk about the relegation fight quickly. West Ham, Spurs, for you, we're still going relegated for you.
I think Spurs will still go down. If West Ham keep up the performances they've had of late, Spurs just had their first win in a while over the weekend against already relegated Wolves side. West Ham look like a side that they've picked up. They got the maximum points over the weekend, and if they can get at least 1 or 2 more victories, I think they should be good. But they can't sleep on their laurels, because with that win for Spurs over the weekend, I think that will put a little bit of confidence in them and say we can do it. But they've lost their major creative mind in Xavi Simons to the end of the season, or to the end of the year at least for now, post his surgery. So I still think Spurs will go down. They've left it a little bit too late to pick up from, and they will join Burnley and Wolves at the end of the season.
Let's talk about the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich confirmed champions already. Borussia Dortmund, we have Leipzig, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, Bayern Leverkusen, and Frankfurt. For you, we know it's done already, but we're cementing a Champions League sport and also a relegation fight.
I think the table will remain as it is, bar Stuttgart and Hoffenheim. Those 2 teams are level on point now, 57 points each, and are looking to snatch the last available automatic spots for Champions League. So it's exciting times now. You need to pick up maximum points. You need to do what you have to do, get the points, and you see yourself in the Champions League next season. All
right, beautiful. Let's talk about the French League on. Paris Saint-Germain, are flying away with 6 points. Lens are not keeping it close enough with Paris Saint-Germain. You look at Lyon, you look at Rennes, Marseille, Monaco, Strasbourg, relegation fight, Auxerre, Nantes, and Metz. Those are the teams who are looking for relegation fight.
At the top of the table, PSG extended their lead to 6 points over the weekend with a 3-0 win. And for Lens, their hearts got broken on Friday. I think they played a 3-3 draw, and that hampered their chances of moving closer to PSG. And they still have to play against PSG. So I think the league is done and dusted now. PSG would finally run away with it, just as we expected. And congratulations to PSG in advance. They just have to face their Champions League and see if they can do the treble the second season running. So for the relegation battle, it's not looking good for Metz, Nantes, and Ajax already at the moment. Those 3 teams look like they've confirmed relegation, and over to the games for them next season, and we'll see what happens.
All right, beautiful. Let's talk about La Liga quickly. Barcelona, they look like they're going to be crowned champion at the El Clasico. How exciting is it going to be right now?
It's going to be exciting, and that's fire for them. And for Real Madrid, they need to hit the ground running. They must not allow that if they want to protect their pride. They have gone 2 seasons without trophies now. Just the Super Cup last season, the UEFA Super Cup last season was the only trophy they've won in a while, and losing to your rivals on their home ground to be crowned champions is not something the likes of Mbappe, Vinicius, and Abelua would want to see, and the likes of Florentino Perez, the chairman. So it's just a big game, just another game for them, and just in the back of the Barca fans, we can get the icing on the cake and pepper our rivals. We won the league against you in the big game, and if they fail to win, they just extend they delayed the crowning of Barcelona to maybe a week or 2 weeks later, and that's just the end. Barcelona will get the victory. Madrid have not been consistent. They've dropped about 7 points in the last 3 games. That's not what you want to see. If you are challenging for the title, you want to get your hands on the trophy.
Beautiful. Let's talk about the relegation fight quickly. Sevilla, Levante, Oviedo. Just 5 games to go for Sevilla. How did they save themselves? We're talking about, our very own players, Chidera Juke. You talk about Akwa Adams in that team. How did they save themselves of this fight? You look at where Mallorca are. You look at Alaves. You look at Girona too. It's a fight to the end of the season.
Right up from Alaves down to the bottom of the league. Okay, I think maybe Oviedo are out because they have just 28 points. But right up from Alaves, Mallorca, Sevilla, Levante. They have it all to do. And I don't want to see Ejuke and Akwa Adams go down to La Liga. Yeah. I want to see them stay up in the league. And big ups to them. Good luck to them in their endeavors to fight the relegation battle.
Let's talk about the Serie A quickly. Match day 24. Inter Milan, Napoli, Milan, Juventus playing a goalless draw. Como are still fighting for a spot in European football. Roma, Atalanta played out. They lost that game yesterday to Cagliari. Inter Milan was supposed to pick up that victory, but they had a draw. DiMarco, 18 assists this season. Fantastic player.
Fantastic player, and it's been at the heart of it for Inter Milan all season long. It's pushed them and stretched the team up until this moment. His contributions very vital. Body assists, his performance on the pitch, they've been very great. And for Inter Milan, it's just delayed as well, just like the Barcelona crowning as champions of Italy. The Scudetto is theirs. I mentioned on Friday, AC Milan and Juventus play out draws a lot. The last 4 or 5 games now have ended in draws, and this also took a similar fashion, ended in a new draw. And this is not what you want to see. Napoli moves closer. They separated themselves from the 2 teams, Juventus and AC Milan, by winning 3-0 on Friday. Yeah. But that's not enough to push Inter off their perch. Yeah. Inter will still get the Scudetto, and Napoli, Juventus, AC Milan, they all have to vie for which is going to be second spot. Juventus are 3 or 2 points away from 3 points away from AC Milan, and about 3 points away from 6 points away from Napoli, who currently occupy the second spot. So for Como, I think they'll just make do with an Europa League spot at the end of the day, but they've shown what they can do. And yesterday, the game between Lazio and I've forgotten the other team now, ended 3-3, and it was just fantastic because at some point in the game, Lazio were losing 2-0, they came back 2-2, they went ahead 3-2, and last kick of the game, they got the third goal, and it ended level in the end. So it was just exciting, and for Atlanta, they lost again. They seem to drop again away from their chances of getting a European ticket. Maybe the conference will be their what's his name, their forte at the end of the day, but big ups to them and congratulations to Inter Milan in advance.
All right, beautiful. Before we talk boxing, we need to move straight into the Champions League quickly. Now, watching us right now, please go to the comment section and drop your predictions ahead of this game between Paris Saint-Germain and FC Bayern Munich. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal are also going to face out tomorrow. So make sure you drop in your predictions ahead of this game. Now, quick one. Let me just read out our winners for yesterday. Like I said, Abi Portoluwanemi is the winner because I dropped my predictions. I wonder who's going to pay me my, who's going to give me my gift right now. Jonathan Eri also, wow, fantastic. He said Manchester United 2-1. Bruno Fernandes, another assist. Taiwo Daniels is dropping the love emoji. Osofison David is saying Manchester United 3, Brentford 1. Okay, beautiful. Those are the comments from yesterday. So you can also be a winner today. Let's talk about the game quickly. Defending champions Paris Saint-Germain going for the quadruple. Bayern Munich also going for the quadruple. Who has it all to play tonight between both teams? How do you see Luis Enrique and also Vincent Kompany set up their side or going into the Parc des Princes tonight?
This is a match that is giving me much of excitement to talk about because there's a whole lot to dissect in that team. History is on the brink in many angles. Luis Enrique is looking to become the fastest manager to win 50 games in the Champions League. PSG are looking to make this their 100th win in the Champions League as well. Funny enough, the first match they won in the Champions League was against Bayern Munich as well, a 1-0 victory. I've forgotten the year now, and it's just exciting. A lot of history is all written on the line tonight, and for them, it's a very balanced game. For PSG, they are playing at the Parc des Princes in front of their fans. They need to make the most of it because it's going to be a disaster for them if they go to the Allianz Arena next week and don't pick up victory today. And the victory is not just about getting the win. The scoreline is going to be very important as well.
More goals.
More goals, and I think whoever scores more goals in either of those games, it's going to get a
It just reminds me of the game between Madrid and Bayern Munich.
Yes.
That game that ended 2-1, and you look at how Madrid wanted to turn it around immediately. Yeah.
And
so it's okay to score more goals.
It's okay to score more goals, and you don't have to. You must not miss any of your chances. And for PSG tonight, they might be missing Vitinha. We don't know. He's at the highest line-breaking passes this season in the Champions League for a midfielder, and he's covered a lot of space, and it's very important because when they set up, it's the one that sometimes drops into the defense when either Mendes or Achraf Hakimi moves up to support the attack. So it's going to be beautiful to look forward to what's going to happen in that game tonight, and there are different matchups to look forward to on the pitch as well. I'm sorry, there's Kane against the defense of Marquinhos, who is looking to break Roberto Carlos's record of highest amount of appearances in the Champions League for a Brazilian, 120, and second behind Messi as the most South American to have appearances in the UCL. So, like I said, history is written all over the pitch. Is he going to be available? Is the captain of the side? Ousmane Dembele against the Bayern defense of Upamecano and Tar. They are going to say they're going to fare against his brilliance. Kvaratskhelia is on one side. There's Due on the other side. And it's just exciting. For Bayern Munich, Olise and Diaz are very important. Kvaratskhelia has 12 goal involvement this season, 8 assists and 8 goals and 4 assists, and that is also a very exciting player for PSG this season. So it's exciting. The midfield as well is well stacked. Like I mentioned, Vitinha, there's Zaire Emery. He's helped the team a lot. He's covered a lot of ground. There's João Neves. These are players that
Fabian Ruiz also
back. So these are players, and this is testament to show you that if your team have loads of players of the high quality and are getting the things done for you, definitely you have to be at the fore of these competitions. They've both scored 38 goals in the Champions League this season, joint highest goal scorers, and who's going to extend the lead, who's going to get more goals at the end of the game tonight. That's what we're looking forward to.
All right, definitely want to top-notch analysis from Sanuruddin, and definitely has been able to help those who want to win tonight. In the comment section, know your pick and where to go to. Now, quickly, we're about to wrap up the show. Let me just remind you that you can also follow us right there on all social media platforms. Make sure you follow, make sure you drop your comment, and make sure you tell a friend to be part of what we are doing right here on Dominion Television. Now, quickly, Anthony Joshua announces comeback against. Thank you so much, my producer. Those are where you can follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast. Also on X at Dominion Cast. Right, and also you can visit us right there on our website. All right, let's move away from that. Let's talk about boxing as we wrap up the show. And tennis. Anthony Joshua announced comeback against Aparenga on the 25th of July. The former two-time heavyweight champion, now 36, with a 28-6 record, faces undefeated knockout specialist. We're talking about Christian Prenga, who has 20-1 and 21 KO knockout. We're talking the game is going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, headlining eSport World Cup Fight Week. And let me inform you that Joshua's last win was a knockout over Jake Paul in December 2025. This marks Joshua's first fight following a fatal car crash right there in December 2025 that killed his personal trainer Latif Ayodele and strength coach Sani Gahim. Let me also inform you that this matchup also acts as a potential warm-up for a signed clash with Tyson Fury later this year. What are your expectations for this fight? That this is going to be a comeback for Anthony Joshua.
Yes, he's picked the right opponent for me. This is
a tough one for me.
A very tough one, and this is the way to go. If you want to put yourself back to the big levels, you have to face tough opponents, just like Prenga, who has 20-0 and all wins have come from knockout. So for Prenga, it's a chance for him to announce himself to the world as well. And for Joshua, this is a very big one for him. And the big one for me is not even the matchup against Prenga in July. It's the third quarter potential fight between him and Tyson Fury. I hope he doesn't fall through this time, because immediately I saw that yesterday, that was what came to my mind. We've had this teaser for a long while. Both of them have called themselves out at the end of their matches when they were in their prime. And for Britain, this is the matchup, and this is what they've been looking for. This is to cement your legacy in the world of boxing in Britain and in the whole world at large. So I'm looking forward to the matchup for Joshua. His performances in this first fight, in his comeback, is one that important. It's very important. It's one I'm looking forward to try and gauge his performances, what his performances would be like against a very strong fighter like Tyson Fury later in the year. All right, beautiful. Wrapping up the show, let's take an update in the world of basketball quickly. In basketball, the NBA playoffs is still on. Orlando Magic defeated Detroit Pistons 94-81. in the other matches, never not get defeated. Minnesota Timberwolves 125 to 113, and that takes the match to 3-2. They're on game 5 now. For OKC Thunder, they are into the next round. They defeated Detroit Pistons 131-122, and that's giving them a 4-0 victory over them, and that's the end of it. And later tonight or earlier tomorrow morning, before you come on the show, Boston Celtics will be playing Philadelphia 76ers. Boston Celtics currently lead the series 3-1. This could be the confirmation of them moving on to the next round. New York Knicks will be playing Atlanta Hawks. The game is tied on 2-2, and San Antonio Spurs will be playing against Portland Trail Blazers, who currently lead. San Antonio Spurs currently lead the series 3-1, and they're going to game 5 to determine who's going to win at the end of the day. And yesterday night, Cooper Flagg of Dallas Mavericks, a 19-year-old guy, he got 56 first place votes ahead of Charlotte Hornets, Con Nopel, who had 44 first place votes to win the NBA Rookie of the Year. He had a fantastic season. He's broken several records on his way. He's the first teenager to score 50 points in the NBA match. First teenager to score more than 30 points in about 11 games.
Wow.
It's broken LeBron James's record, and it's just the youngest player to win this award after LeBron James. He has his whole world ahead of him, and he was the #1 pick in the last draft in the NBA in 2020. Yeah. So had a very fantastic year, and well deserved for him. Congratulations to him and his team, and looking forward to what they do later on. In the world of tennis, let me inform you that the Madrid Open for the women's side is getting to the forefront now. Yesterday we had the matchup between Sabalenka and Osaka, and it took over 2 hours for Sabalenka to come down from losing the first set 6-3 to win the set at the end of the day. She's going to face Eli Baptiste of Canada today. Andreeva is going to play Lilia Fernandez. Noskova is going to play Kostyuk, and Pliskova is going to play Potapova in the quarterfinals of the Madrid Open today. On the men's front, Jannik Sinner, I think his match is going on right now. He's fighting for a place in the quarterfinals, and looks like he's going to get it at the end of the day. So we'll have more updates on that tomorrow and later on.
All right, beautiful, exciting times in the world of sport. Right here on Dominion Sport, on your channel of choice, Dominion Television. This is where we draw the curtain on today's show. Definitely, we're going to see again tomorrow. Please make sure you drop your comment on the game between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. To my producer, to the crew, and also Sanu originally say big thank you to you. Tomorrow is going to be exciting. Make sure you're connected with us right here. Stay blessed and bye for now.